Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video we'll be talking about divisibility rules. Before moving on, if you haven't watched the video on analysis approach and strategy regarding the CSAT paper, please do watch the video. I will add the link for the video in the description box. Moreover, I also have started a Telegram channel in order to assist you with the CSAT preparation. I will add the link for that channel as well in the description box. So if you want to join the channel, please do click on that link. And if you like the video, please do subscribe and share as well. So we'll move on to the video. So what is divisibility rules? Divisibility rules are some rules or guidelines that will help you to check whether a number is divisible with another number. So normally when it comes to division, or when you are checking whether a number is divisible with another number or not, you will do with the normal division. For example, if you want to check, for example, a number 648 is divisible with 4 or not, what you will do? You will do the normal division. So 648 divided by 4, 1 4s are 4, then we have 24, then 6 4s are 24, then you have 8, then 2 4s are 8. So here you got remainder as 0. So if remainder is 0, it means that the number 648 is divisible by 4. So this is how you normally do the division and check whether a number is divisible by another number or not. But if you get a very big question, if you get a very big number, like say you have a 2 4 6 7 8 9 2, you want to check whether this number is divisible with 4 or not. So in this case, if you do it with the normal division, it will take a lot of time. So that's where the divisibility rules comes in. So with the divisibility rules, we can check whether a number is divisible with another number very easily. Okay, so another thing that I need to add here is that, so in this division, this is called the quotient, right? This is now called the quotient. This is the remainder, this is the divisor, and this is the dividend, right? So now we'll move on to the divisibility rule. So here in this video, we'll be studying the divisibility rules for the numbers 1 to 13. Okay. So what is the divisibility rule for 1? It's very easy, right? All the numbers are divisible by 1. Whatever number you take, that number will be divisible by 1. So here one concept that you need to study is about the prime numbers. So what is prime number? A number is said to be prime if it is only divisible by 1 and that number. Okay, for example, when you take 17, 17 is only divisible by 1 and 17. Similarly, you have 13. 13 is only divisible by 1 and 13. So in this case, 17 and 13 are prime numbers. Okay, so you will get questions about prime numbers as well. So you need to learn about prime numbers. Now we'll check the divisibility rule for 2. So again, it's very easy. So a number is divisible by 2 if it's an even number, right? For example, if you have a number like 2 4 6 7 2, is this divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2. Why? Because this is an even number. How you check whether this number is an even number? If you take the last digit, then that last digit is even. If it's like that, then that number is divisible by 2, right? So it's very easy. Now let's take the case of 3. Okay, so for that you need to first add the digits. So we'll take an example and we'll check the divisibility rule. Okay, so let's say 3 4 5 7 8. Okay, so we need to check whether 3 4 5 7 8 is divisible by 3 or not. So what you need to do? You need to take the sum of the digits. So what is the sum of the digits? You need to add 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. You will get 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, 12 plus 7 is 19, 19 plus 28 is 27. Now you need to check whether 27 is divisible by 3 or not. Yes, 27 is divisible by 3 because 27 is equal to 3 into 9. Okay, so since 27 is divisible by 3, then this number is also divisible by 3. Thus the divisibility rule for 3 is such that a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits of that number is also divisible by 3. That's it. Now we'll check the divisibility rule for 4. So a number is divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits of that number is divisible by 4. Now we'll take an example again. Let's say you have a very big number, like let's say you have this number. We need to check whether this number is divisible by 4 or not, right? So if you are doing with the normal division, it will take a lot of time. So for that, for checking the divisibility rule for 4, what you need to do is just take the last 2 digits. Here last 2 digits is 48, right? Now you need to check whether 48 is divisible by 4 or not. Yes, 48 is divisible by 4, right? Because 4 into 12 is 48. Okay, so since 48 is divisible by 4, then this number is also divisible by 4. Thus, if last 2 digits of a number is divisible by 4, then that whole number is divisible by 4. So this is the divisibility rule for 4. Now we'll move on to divisibility rule for 5. Here it's very easy, everyone will be knowing. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is either 0 or 5. Thus, for example, you have a number 98450. Is this divisible by 5? Yes, it is divisible by 5 because last digit is 0. A number, let's say 84325. Is this number divisible by 5? Yes, because last number is 5. Last digit is 5. Okay. Now we'll move on to divisibility rule for 6. So what is the divisibility rule for 6? For checking whether a number is divisible by 6 or not, you need to check whether the number is divisible by 2 and 3. If a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then that number is divisible by 6. Okay. Now we'll take an example. We'll take example, let's say 630. So you need to check whether 630 is divisible by 2. By 2. Is 630 divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2. Why? Because 630 is an even number, right? Now, is 630 divisible by 3? For that, what we need to do? We need to add the digits, right? So 6 plus 3 plus 0, it's equal to 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Therefore, 630 is also divisible by 3. Okay, so 630 is divisible by 2 and 630 is divisible by 3. Since 630 is divisible by both 2 and 3, then 630 is divisible by 6. Okay, now we'll take another example. Let's say 789. So we need to check whether 789 is divisible by 2 and whether it is divisible by 3. Now see, 789 is an odd number, right? So it is not divisible by 3. Since it is not divisible by 2. So since 789 is not divisible by 2, it is not divisible by 6. Okay. So this is the divisibility rule for 6. Now we'll move on to 7. So 7 is a little bit complicated. It's not that much complicated, but I will explain it to you with the help of an example. So now let's take an example. Okay, that is 3682. We need to check whether 3682 is divisible by 7 or not. So for that, what you need to do, in the first step, you need to double the last digit. So here last digit is 2, right? So you need to double it. So 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Now you need to subtract this number that you got from the rest of the number. That means here rest of the number is 368. Okay, so you need to subtract 4 from 368. What you will get? You will get 364. Now you need to check whether 364 is divisible by 7 or not. For that, what you need to do? You need to repeat this step in 364. Right, so in second step, here in 364, last digit is 4. You need to double 4. That is 4 into 2 is equal to 8. Okay. Now you need to subtract 8 from the rest of the number. Rest of the number is 36. So you need to subtract 8 from 36. Then you will get 28. Now you need to check whether 28 is divisible by 7 or not. Yes, 28 is divisible by 7, right? Because 28 is equal to 7 into 4. So since this is divisible by 7, this number 3682 is also divisible by 7. Now we'll take another example as well. I will explain again to you. Okay. Let's take an example 1671. Okay, we need to check whether 1671 is divisible with 7 or not. Okay, so for that we need to take the last digit and double it. That means 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Now we need to subtract this 2 from the rest of the number, that is 167 minus 2, which is equal to 165. Now we need to check whether 165 is divisible by 7 or not. For that we need to repeat this step on 165. So 5 into 2, that means we need to double the last digits, it will become 10. Now we need to subtract 10 from the rest of the number. Rest of the number is 16. So 16 minus 10 is equal to 6. So whether 6 is divisible by 7? No, 6 is not divisible by 7. Therefore 1671 is not divisible by 7. So this is the divisibility rule for 7. Now we will move on to the divisibility rule for 8. So divisibility rule for 8 is similar to that of 4. Okay. But in 4 what we have done, we have taken the last 2 digits and we checked whether it is divisible by 4. For 8 we need to take the last 3 digits and check whether that is divisible by 8. Okay, so we'll check an example. So let's say 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 4. So this is a big number, right? So if you do it in the normal division, it will be very difficult for you. So in order to check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not, you need to take the last 3 digits. So last 3 digits is 344. We need to check whether 344 is divisible by 8 or not. So 344 divided by 8 for 32, 24, 3, 24. So yes, 344 is divisible by 8. Therefore this number is divisible by 8. Now we'll check another example. So let's say 4, 3, 5, 3, 2, 4 is divisible by 8 or not. Okay, so what you have to do, you need to check the last 3 digits. Okay, so we need to check whether 324 is divisible by 8 or not. That means 4, 32, we have 4, 0, 4. So remainder is 4. That means 324 is not divisible by 8. Since 324 is not divisible by 8, this number is also not divisible by 8. So this is the divisibility rule for 8. Divisibility rule for 9 is actually very easy. We need to take the sum of all the digits and check whether that sum is divisible by 9 or not. Okay, if that sum is divisible by 9, then the number is also divisible by 9. Now we'll take an example. So we have 5634. We need to check whether 5634 is divisible by 9 or not. What you need to do, you need to add all the digits. So 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 4. For 5 plus 6 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14, 14 plus 4 is 18. So whether 18 is divisible by 9? Yes, 18 is divisible by 9 because 9 into 2 is 18. So since 18 is divisible by 9, then 5634 is also divisible by 9. Now we'll check with another example. Let's say 3461. We need to check whether 3461 is divisible by 9 or not. What you need to do, you need to sum the digits. That means 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 1. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 6 is 13, 13 plus 1 is 14. Is 14 divisible by 9? No, 14 is not divisible by 9. Therefore, this number 3461 is also not divisible by 9. Now let's move on to the divisibility rule for 10. So divisibility rule for 10 is actually very easy. If the last digit of a number is 0, then that number is divisible by 10. For example, if you have numbers like 200, 420, 3960. So all these numbers are divisible by 10 because their last digit is 0. Okay. Now let's check the divisibility rule for 11. So here you need to be very careful. So it's actually very easy, but you should know how to do it. Okay, for example, I'll explain to you with an example. So let's take 93016. We need to check whether 93016 is divisible by 11 or not. Here what you need to do is you need to take the alternate summation. I will explain to you how you need to do that. So 9 0, 6. These are alternating. So I am not taking 3 and 1. Now this is also alternating, 3 and 1. Okay. Now what you need to do is you need to take the sum of 9, then 0, then 6. That is 9 plus 0 plus 6. Then you need to subtract 3 plus 1 from it. 3 plus 1. Okay. So this is 15 minus 4 is 11. You need to check whether this number is divisible by 11 or not. Okay, so this 11 is divisible by 11, therefore 93016 is also divisible by 11. Okay, so here after this subtraction, if you are getting numbers like 0, 11, 22, 33, 44, or if you are getting minus 11, minus 22, minus 33, etc., then the number is divisible by 11. Okay, even you should consider 0 as well, because 11 into 0 is 0. Even you should consider negative numbers as well. Okay, so this is how you need to do it. Now we'll check another example as well. Okay, so let's take a 4-digit number. So let's take 1078. We need to check whether 1078 is divisible by 11. So what you need to do? You need to first add 1 and 7. That means 1 plus 7. Then you need to subtract 0 plus 8 from it. That is 0 plus 8. It's equal to 8 minus 8, which is equal to 0. As I have already mentioned, if 0 is coming, then you should consider it as divisible by 11. So 1078 is divisible by 11. Now we'll take a 3-digit number as well. So we'll check whether that number is divisible with 11. So let's say 524. You need to check whether 524 is divisible by 11 or not. Okay, so here also you need to take the alternate summation. That means you need to take 5 plus 4 and you need to subtract 2 from it, because there is only balance is only 2. So that is 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. 7 is not divisible by 11. Therefore 524 is also not divisible by 11. So this is the divisibility rule for 11. Now let's move on to the divisibility rule for 12. So divisibility rule for 12 is such that if a number is divisible by both 3 and 4, then that number is divisible by 12. So I already mentioned how you need to check whether a number is divisible by 3, and also how you need to check whether a number is divisible by 4. So for 3, what is the thing? How you will check a number is divisible by 3? You need to add all the digits. Then if that summation is divisible by 3, then that number is also divisible by 3. Similarly, when it comes to 4, you need to take the last 2 digits. If last 2 digits of a number is divisible by 4, then that number is also divisible by 4. So if a number satisfies these two conditions, that is if a number is divisible by both 3 and 4, then that number is divisible by 12. We'll take examples. Okay, so let's say a number 6828. Now we need to check whether 6828 is divisible by 3. So we need to check whether 6828 is divisible by 3. What you need to do? You need to add the digits, that is 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 8. So this is equal to 6 plus 8 is 14, 14 plus 2 is 16, 16 plus 8 is 24. So is 24 divisible by 3? Yes, 24 is divisible by 3. 3 into 8 is 24. So therefore 6828 is also divisible by 3. We need to also check whether 6828 is divisible by 4. For that we need to take last 2 digits, that is 28. So 28, whether 28 is divisible by 4? Yes, 28 is divisible by 4 because 28 is equal to 4 into 7. Right, so 6828 is divisible by 4 as well. So here 6828 is divisible by 3, here 6828 is divisible by 4. So since 6828 is divisible by both 3 and 4, 6828 is divisible by 12. Okay, so this is the divisibility rule for 12. We'll check one more example. Okay, now let's say a number 316. So we need to check whether 316 is divisible by 3. Okay, so 3 plus 1 plus 6 is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10. Is 10 divisible by 3? No, 10 is not divisible by 3. So this number 316 is not divisible by 3. Therefore, it is not divisible by 12. Okay, 316 is not divisible by 12. Now we'll move on to our last session, that is the divisibility rule for 13. So here you need to be very careful. This is similar to that of 7. We have some steps. So you need to do all the steps and check whether a number is divisible by 13 or not. So we'll do it with the help of an example. So let's take the number 2795. Okay, we'll take 2795. So first you need to do, sorry again. So first you need to multiply 9 with the last digit. That means 5 is the last digit, right? So first you need to multiply 9 with 5. So 5 into 9 is 45. Now we need to subtract this 45 from the rest of the number. Rest of the number is 279. So 279 minus 45. It is equal to 234. Now you need to check whether 234 is divisible by 30. For that we need to repeat this step, right? So in 234, last digit is 4. You need to multiply 4 with 9. You will get 36. Now you need to subtract 36 from the rest of the number. Rest of the number is 23. Okay, so 23 minus 36, it is equal to minus 13. So I already told in case of 11 that even if you are getting negative here, you should consider it has to be divisible. Okay, so here minus 13 is divisible by 13. Therefore 2795 is divisible by 13. So this is the divisibility rule for 30. Now I am taking an example 6048 and we will check whether 6048 is divisible by all the numbers that we have learned. So firstly, is 6048 divisible by 1? Yes, 6048 is divisible by 1 because all numbers are divisible by 1. Is 6048 divisible by 2? Yes, because last number is 8. Last digit is 8. 8 is an even number. Therefore 6048 is divisible by 2. Is 6048 divisible by 3? We need to add the digits, right? So 6 plus 0 plus 4 plus 8 is equal to 6 plus 0 is 6, then 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 8 is 18. So 18 is divisible by 3. Therefore 6048 is also divisible by 3. Now we have to check 4. For 4 we need to take the last two digits. Here last two digit is 48, right? We need to check whether 48 is divisible by 4. So 48 divided by 4 is equal to 12, right? Therefore 48 is divisible by 4. Therefore 6048 is also divisible by 4. Now we need to check whether 6048 is divisible by 5. Is 6048 divisible by 5? No. Why? Because last digit is 8. A number is divisible by 5 only if the last digit is 0 or 5. Right. Now we'll check 6. What is the divisibility rule for 6? If that number is divisible by both 3 and 2, then that number is divisible by 6. Here 6048 is divisible by 2, right? We already checked here. Is 6048 divisible by 3? Yes, again we have checked here. So 6048 is divisible by both 3 and 2. Therefore 6048 is divisible by 6. Now we'll check 7, right? For 7 what we need to do? We need to do some steps. What you need to do? Take the last digit and you need to double it. Here last digit is 8. So 8 into 2 is equal to 16. Now we need to subtract 16 from the rest of the digits. That means 604 minus 16. 604 minus 16 is 588. Now we need to check whether 588 is divisible by 7. For that we need to repeat the steps. Okay, here last digit is 8. You need to double it. So 8 into 2 is 16. Now you need to subtract 16 from the rest of the digit. Rest of the digit is 58. So 58 minus 16 is equal to 42. Is 42 divisible by 7? Yes, 42 is equal to 7 into 6. So therefore 6048 is also divisible by 7. Now we will check the check whether 6048 is divisible by 8. Okay. So is 6048 divisible by 8? What you need to do? We need to take the last 3 digits. Here last 3 digits is 048. That means 48. Is 48 divisible by 8? Yes, 48 divided by 8 is equal to 6. Therefore, 6048 is also divisible by 8. Now for 9, what you need to do? You need to sum the digits. That means 6 plus 0 plus 4 plus 8. That is equal to 18. Is 18 divisible by 9? Yes, 18 is divisible by 9. Therefore, 6048 is also divisible by 9. What about 10? No, right? Because last digit is 8. Last digit is not 0. Therefore, 6048 is not divisible by 10. For 11, what you need to do? You need to take the sum of alternate numbers. That means we need to check 6 plus 4 minus 0 plus 8. That is 6 plus 4 is 10. 0 plus 8 is 8. You will get 2. Is 2 divisible by 11? No, 2 is not divisible by 11. Therefore, 6048 is also not divisible by 11. Okay, now we will check with 12 and 13. So for 12, if a number is divisible by both 3 and 4, then that number is divisible by 12. Is 6048 divisible by 3? Yes, because 6 plus 0 plus 4 plus 8 is equal to 18. 18 is divisible by 3. Therefore, 6048 is divisible by 3. Similarly, for checking with 4, what you need to do? You need to take the last two digits, 48. Is 48 divisible by 4? Yes, 48 divided by 12 is equal to 4. Therefore, 12 is divisible by both 6048 is divisible by both 3 and 4. Therefore, it is divisible by 12. Now, finally, for 13, what you need to do? Finally, for 13, you need to do some steps, right? For 6048, last digit is 8. So, you need to multiply 8 with 9, right? So, 8 into 9 is 72. Now, you need to subtract 72 from the rest of the digits. That means 604 minus 72. You will get 532, right? 532. Yeah. So, now you need to check 532 is divisible by 13 or not. For that, you need to repeat the step. That means here last digit is 2. So, 2 into 9 is equal to 18. Now, you need to subtract 18 from the rest of the digit. That means 53 minus 18 is equal to 35. Is 35 divisible by 13? No. Therefore, 6048 is also not divisible by 13. So, this is how you need to do all the divisibility rules. Now, what you need to do is you need to be thorough about all these divisibility rules that I have taught here. Okay, you can go back to the video, you can note it down and you can learn it. Okay, now we'll be actually here what we have done is we have done straightforward questions, just like whether 6048 is divisible by 5 or 6048 is divisible by 12. So when it comes to UPSC, it will be more like an application level question. So we'll solve like 3 questions here along with this video, and I will be uploading more examples from divisibility rules like previous year questions and practice questions in the channel, so you can check it later as well. Okay, so now let's move on to some of the examples in application level. Okay, so this is a UPSC 2019 question. An 8-digit number 4252746B leaves remainder 0 when divided by 3. How many values of B are possible? So here this number leaves remainder 0 when divided by 3. That means that number is exactly divisible by 3. So what is the divisibility rule of 3? If a number is divisible by 3, then the sum of the digits of that number will also be divisible by 3. Now, so we need to take the sum of the digits here. So what is the sum of the digits? 4 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 plus 4 plus 6 plus B. So this is equal to 4 plus 2, 6, 11, 13, 20, 24, 30, right? So that is 30 plus B. Okay, so 30 plus B will be divisible by 3. So if B is equal to 0, then 30 plus B is equal to 30. 30 is divisible by 3. So this is a possibility. That means B equal to 0 is a possibility. If B is equal to 1, 30 plus B will be 31. 31 is not divisible by 3. Therefore, this B is equal to 1 is not a possibility. So if you check 3, 30 plus 3 is 33. So 33 is divisible by 3. So therefore, b equal to 3 is a possibility, right? So similarly, b equal to 6 is a possibility and b equal to 9 is a possibility. So there are total 4 possibilities. So answer is C, 4. Here UPSC asked how many values of b are possible. That means 4 values of b are possible. Sometimes they can ask like what is the value of b. Okay, so then you need to check the answer. You need to check the options and write the suitable answer. Okay, now we'll move on to another question. This is from UPSC 2020. So the 2 statements are given below, followed by 2 conclusions. So the statements are all numbers are divisible by 2, all numbers are divisible by 3. Then first conclusion is all numbers are divisible by 6, and second conclusion is all numbers are divisible by 4. So we know that the divisibility rule of 6 is like if a number is divisible by 6, then it will be divisible by both 2 and 3. So here statement 1 says that the numbers are divisible by 2. Statement 2 states that numbers are divisible by 3. Then we know that the number will be divisible by 6, right? So this conclusion 1 is correct. What about conclusion 2? All numbers are divisible by 4. Is it correct? No, it's not correct, right? Because let's take the case of 6. 6 is divisible by 2 and 3, but 6 is not divisible by 4, right? Therefore, conclusion 2 is wrong. So therefore, option A is the correct answer. Okay, so this is how the application level questions will come. It will not just ask like whether this number is divisible by 2 or whether this number is divisible by 3 or like that. It won't ask. It will be some application level question where you need to apply what you have learned. Okay, now let's check one more example. 7, 4, A, 3, 4B is divisible by 9. A and B are distinct digits. So what is meant by distinct digits? It means that A and B are different. Okay. Then what is the minimum possible value for A plus B? What is the minimum possible value for A plus B? So what is the divisibility rule of 9? If a number is divisible by 9, then the sum of the digits will be divisible by 9, right? So let's take the sum here. That is 7 plus 4 plus A plus 3 plus 4 plus B. So 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14, 14 plus 4 is 18. So 18 plus A plus B. So this is divisible by 9. So then this sum will be divisible by 9, right? So this is 18. So if A plus B is equal to 0, A plus B is equal to 0, the sum will come 18 and it will be divisible by 9. Similarly, if A plus B is equal to 9, then also what? The sum will become 27. So if sum is becoming 27, it is divisible by 9. Similarly, if A plus B is equal to 18, if A plus B is equal to 18, it will become 36. 36 is divisible by 9. So these are the 3 possible values of A plus B. So it has asked what is the minimum possible value of A plus B. So if you check this, there is a tendency for you to write this as the answer, right? Because that is the minimum value. But here it has mentioned that A plus B are distinct digits. So this is very important here, because if A plus B equal to 0, then A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, right? This is the only possibility. But if it is like that, A and B won't be distinct. So this is wrong. Okay. So if A plus B is equal to 9, A will be either 9 or 0 and B will be either 9. If A is 9, then B will be 0. So this is okay. So similarly, if A plus B is equal to 18, then A and B both will be 9. That is the only possibility, right? So answer is B, 9. This is the minimum value of A plus B possible. Okay, it's not 0. So we have checked 3 examples. So this is how the application level questions will come. You need to answer more questions. You need to try more questions. So I have started a Telegram channel. I will add the link of that Telegram channel in the description. So there will be I will be uploading more questions. Okay, so if you join that channel, you can attend more questions on divisibility rules. So thank you. So please subscribe to our Telegram channel as well. So once again, thank you all.